A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+. English, that's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello everyone and welcome back to A+. My name is Reese.
I'm Chickling.
And today we are here for day 2 of our article about procrastinating. Remind us what procrastinating is, Chickling.
It's like you're so lazy, or sometimes you don't want to do it, so you just keep not doing it.
Yeah, you've got homework to do and you just find other things to do instead.
Yeah. Playing video games.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. Not good. Well, our warm-up question for today is the following. What kind of things stop you from doing your work?
What kinds of things stop me from doing my work? You know, I don't really procrastinate that much, but if it's the case, it's usually when I'm doing something much more important. You know what I mean? Like playing with my dog.
Much more important? Playing with your dog? I mean...
Does that make sense?
It does.
You have cats. You can relate.
I do. And my cat is a huge distraction because sometimes I'm sitting at home and I'm doing work on my computer. I'm writing an article or whatever. And she will literally jump on my computer and say, give me attention. And I can do nothing but give her cuddles and strokes because she's so cute. But she will literally sit on my computer to stop me from working.
So cute.
That's my excuse again. I know.
So our excuses are our pets.
Yeah. What kinds of things stop you from doing your work? Is it video games, TV shows, or maybe when the weather is so good, you just want to go outside and enjoy it? I think those things are okay as long as you do get your work done eventually and it's done well. Well, let's get into today's article where we rejoin Priscilla and Kevin, who are talking about procrastination.
How to stop procrastinating. Warm-up question. What kinds of things stop you from doing your work?
Everyone procrastinates sometimes, even me. But it's a bad habit. I can help you stop doing it though.
How?
First, understand something. Done is better than perfect.
But I just can't.
No excuses. Mistakes can help you learn. Now, let's break down this project into several steps.
Okay, I need to think of an idea, find examples, and write the paper.
Great. Write all that down on a list. You can write the number of minutes to spend on each step. Then, cross each task off after you finish it.
What else?
Turn off all distractions, like your phone and the TV.
But
Kevin, it won't be that bad. Take some advice from Nike. Just do it.
Word power. Excuse. Excuse. Marcus gave an excuse about his dog eating his homework. No one believed him. Marcus gave an excuse about his dog eating his homework. No one believed him. Step. Step. The first step to make this cake is to mix an egg with some sugar. The first step to make this cake is to mix an egg with some sugar. Example. Example. Edith talked about cats as an example of a good pet. Edith talked about cats as an example of a good pet. Advice. Advice. Mom gave me some advice about the best way to clean my room. Mom gave me some advice about the best way to clean my room.
认识字汇
Task. Task. Distraction. Distraction.
So today's article begins with Priscilla responding to Kevin, who, remember, at the end of yesterday's article said, "Really?" Because he wasn't really sure whether or not he believed or trusted what Priscilla was saying about procrastination. So Priscilla says, "Everyone procrastinates sometimes, even me, but it's a bad habit. I can help you stop doing it though."
Nice. 所以呢 Priscilla 就说大家偶尔都是会拖延时间，就连我也是，不过它其实是个不太好的习惯哦。不过呢，我可以帮助你不要再拖延时间了。
So it sounds like Priscilla has maybe had some experience with not procrastinating. Let's see what her advice will be. So Kevin responds by asking, "How?" And then Priscilla says, "First, understand something. Done is better than perfect." Okay, let's listen to that again. Done is better than perfect. So that means that you don't have to complete your thing 100% good. As long as it's done, as long as you actually produce something, it's a good thing to have something there, right? Well, let's go to our magic box to learn more about this phrase.
Magic Box
Hello， 大家好，我是 Casey。话说呢，这一课提到了拖延症症状，你中了几项呢？其实 Casey 认为自己不太有拖延症，除了每天晚上都会拖到最后一刻才去洗澡之外。不过呢，我认为课文里面提到的这个拖延症症状的原因其实都还蛮令人惊讶的耶。大家觉得呢？像是呢，昨天课文里面我们看到了拖延是因为太害怕犯错而不敢开始做这件事情。仔细想想，好像也是因为呢，害怕犯错产生了这个逃避的心态哦。不过呢，今天的课文中我们就看到了一句英文的格言他说 "Done is better than perfect." 做好比做的完美还要更重要哦。那我们先来看看这句话所用到的文法吧。这边呢用到 A is better than B， 这是我们所熟悉的形容词比较级的句型。其中的 better 这个字呢，它是 good 的不规则比较级的变化哦。那它的三态比较级还有最高级分别是 good, better, best。那这个就是它的比较级还有最高级哦。那 done 呢 ，D-O-N-E 则是 do 的过去分词，它有完成或者是做完某一件事情这样的意思哦。像是呢，如果你做完一件事，那你就可以说 I'm done with something。像是 I'm done with my homework. What's next？ 我写完作业啦，那我下一步要干嘛？那 perfect 这个字呢，则是完美的。所以呢，完成比完美更好，这句话到底有什么哲理它言下之意呢，其实就有你不用把追求完美当成不做事的借口这样的意思哦。那换句话说呢，就是完成自己分内的工作，还有提升自己的能力，就是一种成就啦，并不一定总是要追求完美这样子的境界啦。那所以呢，大家就不用因为害怕不完美而不敢开始做某件事情。那如果大家有想要追求什么目标呢，也要记得这一句话哦。那最后呢 ，Casey 再送大家另外一句 ：It's always better late than never。迟到总比没到好，永远不嫌晚啦。拜拜。
所以呢 Priscilla 就说要帮助 Kevin 停止这个坏习惯，然后 Kevin 就说怎么停止啊？然后 Priscilla 第一件事你要停止拖延，就是要去理解完成比完美来得好。
Well, Kevin has something to say about that. He says, "But I just can't." And then Priscilla says, "No excuses. Mistakes can help you learn." Well, yesterday we learned about the word mistakes. It's something that you do wrong. But we have another word here. It's the word excuse. Chicklin, can you tell us more?
Yeah, 那我们今天看今天第一个单字 Excuse 就是理由或借口的意思，我们在文章中是当名词哦，所以编理由啊的动词就是 make。你可以讲 to make excuses， 所以你可以说 stop making excuses for being late， 不要再为迟到编理由咯。那么 excuse 这个单字呢，也可以当动词，不过当动词呢会变 excuse， 它的发音有点不一样，它是原谅或宽恕的意思。所以呢，我们有一个常常讲的就是 excuse me， 就是打扰一下。礼貌性的询问或失陪的意思，所以比如说你在路上找不到火车站在哪里，你就可以说 Excuse me, could you tell me where the train station is? 那课文例句是 Marcus gave an excuse about his dog eating his homework. No one believed him. Marcus 说了一个没有人会相信的借口，他说他的狗把他的作业吃掉了。
Now, the dog ate my homework is an excuse that's kind of very famous. It's used as like the prime example of an excuse, but it can really happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you have a corgi. Maybe your dog might eat your homework.
He eats everything that he sees, so it's possible for me.
So excuses can sometimes be real and justified. So if you were late for school because the bus you were riding crashed, that's a good excuse to be late. However, if you were late for school just because you slept too long, that's not a good excuse. That was your fault.
Yeah. 所以 Kevin 就说不要去想完美对我来讲好难哦。然后 Priscilla 就说不要再有借口啦，错误会使你学习，你忘记了吗
Well, the article continues, and Priscilla is going to tell us exactly how we can stop procrastinating. She says, now, let's break down this project into several steps. Okay, so Priscilla used the phrase break down something into something. What does that mean? Well, to break something down into different parts or steps means to take something big and complicated and split it into smaller, easier parts that are simpler to work on and manage. If you have a big research project at school, you might want to break it down into smaller parts so that each person in your group can work on a different part. That way, nobody has to do all of the work.
所以呢 break down something into something 就是把东西分解成几个部分，或把某个东西拆分成什么。那我们又看到 step 这个单字是今天的第二个单字哦。Step 就是步骤的意思。那有一个片语是 step by step， 代表按部就班的去做某一件事情哦。For example, my manager went through the contract with me step by step. 那 step 这个单字呢，也可以当台阶、阶梯啊，或者是脚步、步伐的意思。所以你在捷运站可能会看到 watch your step， 或者是 mind your step， 就是小心你的脚下 ，and that means to walk carefully。那今天的课文例句是 The first step to make this cake is to mix an egg with some sugar。做这个蛋糕呢的第一个步骤就是把一颗鸡蛋跟糖搅拌在一起。
Right, so step can also be when you put one foot in front of the other. It takes many steps to get from one place to another, in the same way that some tasks have many steps. Steps are a way of moving forwards.
Yes.
If you're baking a cake, you're going to need many, many steps.
所以 Priscilla 就说，那现在我们就把你的作业分成几个步骤好了。
Well, Kevin is going to reply to Priscilla. He says, okay, I need to think of an idea, find examples, and write the paper. So he's breaking down his project into different steps. There's a word to talk about here. It's the word example.
Example 就是例子或实例的意思，所以大家应该很常听到举例来说，就是 for example。那 example 呢，这个字呢，它也可以当榜样的意思哦，所以树立榜样就是 to set an example。比如说 parents should set an example for their children。那课文例句是 Edith talked about cats as an example of a good pet。Edith 以猫咪呢作为是优秀宠物的例子。
So, as Chicklin mentioned, we often put the word for before example when we are giving an example of something we've been talking about. Let's have an example. Taipei has many interesting places to visit. For example, Taipei 101 and Shilin Night Market.
所以 Kevin 就说好吧，那我必须先有一个想法，然后找出范例再来做我的报告。
Okay, seems like it's working well so far. Priscilla says, great. Write all that down on a list. You can write the number of minutes to spend on each step, then cross each task off after you finish it. Okay, that sounds like a pretty good logical plan, a good way of visualizing what you have to do.
所以这边老师刚刚讲the number of minutes 就是花了几分钟的意思。那 the number of 后面会接可数名词哦。我们讲几个，比如说 the number of something 就是什么的数量，所以动词就会用单数。比如说 the number of employees is 45。那如果把这个 the 变成 a 变成 a number of 就是一些，那我们动词就要用复数咯。比如说 a number of people came to my party。那如果很多人呢去你的 party 就是变 numbers of 就是动词用复数，一样就讲成 numbers of people came to my party。 那后面如果是接不可数名词的话呢，我们就要改成 amount 这个单字。比如说什么东西的数量 the amount of something 就是动词要用单数。比如说 we should watch the amount of fat we eat。 或者呢如果要当一些的话就是 an amount of something。There is an amount of water in the bottle. 因为 water 是不可数，所以要用 amount 来讲。那如果是很多的不可数的东西，就是 amounts of。比如说 we drank amounts of wine last night。 所以 Priscilla 就说太好了啦，那把你举的例子都写下来吧，也可以把每个步骤呢花了多少时间写下来。
Right, so by using the article the, we can be specific.But by using articles a or an, we can be more general.
Yeah,
I like those. Well, we have a phrase here to talk about as well. It's the phrase to cross something off. So this verb phrase means to complete a task. So imagine you have a list of things that you need to do. Today I need to walk my dog, go to the bank, and buy some groceries. Once I've finished walking my dog, I can cross that off my list.That thing is done and I can move on to my next task. So what exactly is a task? Well, task is a noun and a task is something you do. A task is a piece of work or a small job. We only really use this word for smaller things, not like an entire big project.
所以 cross something off 就是把什么划掉。那老师刚刚讲的 task 就是差事或工作的意思，所以你每做完一个工作项目就可以把它划掉咯。
Well, Kevin asks Priscilla, what else? And then Priscilla says, turn off all distractions like your phone and the TV. Yep, phone and TV, definitely two things that I should stay away from when I'm trying to do my homework. They are both distractions. A distraction is something that pulls your attention away from something you should be doing.If you should be doing your homework, but your friend starts talking to you about movies, your friend is a distraction. The verb being distracting, they are distracting you.
所以 distraction 就是令人分心的事物 like his cat and my dog. 所以 Kevin 就说还有呢要做什么啊 Priscilla 就说要把所有令人分心的事物都关掉，像是你的手机啊或者是你的电视。
Yeah.If you are easy to procrastinate, pretty much anything can be a distraction, even like an elastic band. Well, the article continues. Kevin says, but I
what?
Priscilla interrupts. She says, Kevin, it won't be that bad. Take some advice from Nike. Just do it. Now, Nike, we all know, is that sports clothing brand. They make shoes and cool t-shirts.And they have a phrase, just do it. It means just do it. Just go ahead and do the thing that you're supposed to do. We have one more word to talk about here, Chicklin. It's the word advice. Can you tell us more?
Advice 就是建议意见的意思，它是个不可数名词哦，所以一个意见就是 a piece of advice。所以如果给一个人好或不好的意见，就是 to give someone good advice, to give someone bad advice。比如说 he really gave me good advice on which computer to buy. 那么这个字的动词呢，把 c 变成 s 就好了，就变 advice， 就是给人家建议的意思。那课文例句是 Mom gave me some advice about the best way to clean my room. 妈妈呢给我一些很有效清理我房间的建议。
So, if you have a difficult question or problem, you might ask your friends to give you advice. They're helpful words, giving you ideas about what to do and how to solve your problem. This is called advice. And like Chicklin said, the verb form is advise with an S instead of a C. Well, those are all the words for today, and that's the end of the article as well. Seems like Priscilla has given Kevin some good advice about how to stop procrastinating. Maybe we can all learn something from this article about staying on task and doing the things we need to do in good time.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to our activity.
Review time.
Okay, so today's review time activity is going to be a favorite game of mine. It's Taboo. I like this game because it means you have to practice describing things without using the word that you're talking about. So Chicklin, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
A much tougher game than yesterday. Hangman was a bit too easy for you.
A little bit.
Okay, I'm going to choose one of the words and I'm going to explain it without using it.
Okay.
Okay, so this word is a noun and it has many different meanings. One meaning of this word is when you break something down into smaller parts, and those smaller parts are the different things that you need to do to complete the whole thing. It can also mean putting one foot in front of the other.
Ah, okay. I was like, what is this? Is it like a task or a list?
Nope.
No. And you say it's a noun. I'm like, but all the words we have today are nouns.
It's true. Maybe the last clue is easier. Putting one foot in front of the other.
So that should be a step.
A step. Very good. A step. You can wear those things on your wrist that record how many steps you do in a day. It's called a stepometer.
Oh,
Yeah.
那个计步机吗?
That's right.
Right? Okay.
And everybody should try and do more than 10,000 each day.
Really?
All right, let's try one more. Okay, it's another noun, of course. And this word means useful information that you give to somebody if they need help with something.
So like helpful ideas. 所以是 advice.
Very good, advice. And if we want to change the noun to a verb, how do we do that?
Advise. A-D-V-I-S-E.
That's very good. Okay, so those are two of the four words that we learned. There are two more, excuse and example. Maybe you can play with those. But for now, my name is Reese.
I'm Chicklin.
We'll see you next time. Stop procrastinating.
Bye.
How to stop procrastinating. Warm-up question. What kinds of things stop you from doing your work?
Everyone procrastinates sometimes, even me. But it's a bad habit. I can help you stop doing it though.
How?
First, understand something. Done is better than perfect.
But I just can't.
No excuses. Mistakes can help you learn. Now, let's break down this project into several steps.
Okay, I need to think of an idea, find examples, and write the paper.
Great! Write all that down on a list. You can write the number of minutes to spend on each step. Then, cross each task off after you finish it.
What else?
Turn off all distractions, like your phone and the TV.
But
Kevin, it won't be that bad. Take some advice from Nike. Just do it.
Word power. Excuse. Excuse. Marcus gave an excuse about his dog eating his homework. No one believed him. Marcus gave an excuse about his dog eating his homework. No one believed him. Step. Step. The first step to make this cake is to mix an egg with some sugar. The first step to make this cake is to mix an egg with some sugar. Example. Example. Edith talked about cats as an example of a good pet. Edith talked about cats as an example of a good pet. Advice. Advice. Mom gave me some advice about the best way to clean my room. Mom gave me some advice about the best way to clean my room.
认识字汇
Task. Task. Distraction. Distraction.